And welcome to Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC, and a daily reminder that your Reds are indeed top of the league. How are we all on this Saturday? It is minging here, absolutely pissing down. Hope you're all having a good weekend, though, or at least the start of a good weekend. Arne and Sipka have been charged by the FA. The club have also been charged by the FA for, I assume, failing to control the players. Everton have also been charged. Arne is accused of abusive language towards the match official. He was asked about it in a press conference. He obviously couldn't comment too much on it because it's an ongoing investigation. But he said his preference for being in control as much as I can was a reason for his red card. So, I don't know. And somebody had a lip reader look at what Arne said, and it appeared like he said great game, but who knows? Who knows? I'm sure it'll all come out. Not what he said, but, whether or not he actually did use abusive language. A charge does not mean he will get a ban. We should point that out. There's a possibility that in the hearing he doesn't get a ban or that he may appeal it, but we'll have to wait and see. But look, he's taking the blame for his own actions. He's manning up to it, so that's always good. And look, you like to see the manager stand up for his players after what happened in that game, after such a shameful refereeing performance, after being robbed of 2 points by that late equaliser. You do want to see the manager stand up for the team. So we always had Jurgen do it. Jurgen would always be the first one to stand and fight for his team, and it's great to see Arne doing it as well. Aston Villa made impossible request to move Liverpool fixture at last minute. So obviously next Wednesday, we're taking on Aston Villa in the league. And Villa have a busy schedule because they have an FA Cup game that we don't have, and therefore they decided it was just very unfair that they were being asked to play this game. So they asked to move it to the third week of March. The third week of March. The problem there is that's an international break, so there's just nowhere to play the game. The alternative would be that they back out of the FA Cup and it'd be played on an FA Cup weekend. But obviously they're not going to do that. So I'm not quite sure what Villa's issue is. Everybody has a busy schedule at the moment. It's just the nature of the Premier League that things are very busy at this point in the season, especially when you're in the Champions League like they are and like we are. But ultimately, you can't be backing out of games or trying to back out of them or trying to get them moved when it's already been moved. There is a good quiz on This is Anfield. Have a look at that. It's a Who Am I? And it gives you like 3 to 4 clues as to who the players are, and you get 4 choices. It's good. Have a look at that. There's a predicted lineup on This is Anfield for Sunday's game, suggesting that Trent will start, which I think he will, and suggesting that Darwin start, which I definitely think he should. Now, if Cody's out, I would rather start Jota. But as Carl pointed out on Scouted, maybe start Darwin on the left and have them interchange. I don't want to see Diaz and Darwin. I definitely don't want to see that. But Diaz, Jota, Darwin, Jota, either of them is absolutely fine. Trent should come back in at right back, and I think Costa should start at left back, personally. There are claims being made by certain people in the French media that Konate is subject of interest from Paris Saint-Germain, and that he could be tempted by a move back to his homeland. Julien Lorenz is the primary source of this. Not somebody known all that well for his, transfer information, but losing Konaté would be pretty much unthinkable. The guy was the second best centre-back in the league. There's just no way we can allow him to leave. I understand his injuries are a source of frustration, but when he's fit next to Virgil, he is just different class. Now, I know everybody's better next to Virgil, but Ibu is incredible next to Van Dijk. It's the best partner Virgil's had. And at 25, he hasn't even hit his peak yet. So I'd rather see us go and take a couple of PSG players. Sam Maguire reporting last night that Liverpool hold a strong interest in Warren Zaïre-Emery. Now, I don't think PSG would be willing to sell. Warren Zaïre-Emery has 4 years left on his contract after this one. I just don't see a world in which they'd be willing to let him go, unless he forces the issue. But you're talking about an 18-year-old, he'll turn 19 in March, who's played over 100 games, 103 games for PSG. This is his third season in their first team. In 22-23, breaking into the team as a 16-year-old, he made 31 appearances. The following year, 43, and this year, 29 so far. He's also got 6 caps for France already. Now, there's part of that is maybe a red flag. Is he playing too much? He plays the very high-tempo style of game as well. He's an all-action midfielder. Brilliant box-to-box. More defensive-minded than attack-minded, but still offers a solid amount in attack. Has 8 goals in his club career and 1 in his international career. But he could be anything you want him to be. Like, you could mold him into anything. You want him to be a 6, he could be a 6. You want him to play box-to-box, he could do that. You want him to be Arturo Vidal, circa Bayer Leverkusen era, absolutely he could do that. This is a very, very special kid. This is the most talented midfield player to come out of France since Camavinga. And I just don't see that PSG would be willing to sell him unless he pushes for the move. Now, if he does push for the move, absolutely you pay what it takes. But I have doubts they'd be willing to let him go. It's a good sign, though, that we are targeting a midfielder. We clearly have a need for another midfielder. We've only got 4 that this manager trusts. Ideally, you'd like to have that number at 6, but if it's 5, it's better than 4. If Zaïre-Emery is not an option for us, maybe Lamine Camara will be. I think Lamine right now, he's a couple of years older, obviously, but he's a better player than Zaïre-Emery. But Zaïre-Emery has the upside factor, and he's already outstanding. So, really promising to know that we're looking for a midfielder, looking for sort of an all-action midfielder. Maybe Baliba becomes the option. We know how good he is. He was outstanding again last night for Brighton as they smacked Chelsea around. I wouldn't be against us trying for Archie Gray again. I wanted him last summer. I would have taken him and nothing else last summer. He is the best English midfield prospect in a long time. I think he's a bigger prospect than Jude. Not that he'll be a better player than Jude, but he can do more things than Jude. Jude is really only an attacking midfielder. I know he used to wear 22 and used to say he was a 6, an 8 and a whatever it was. Was it a 4, an 8 and a 10 all in one? But like, he was never a good defensive midfield player. He's good box to box, but with his knees, I don't know that will hold up. He is really just becoming an attacking midfield player, and fair play to him, he's an unbelievably good attacking midfield player. But Gray can play holding midfield. He can play box to box. He can play right back. He can play centre back. If you wanted to play a back three, you could absolutely play him in a back three. Play him in the middle role as almost a sweeper. If we're willing to spend big money on a young midfielder, see what Spurs' appetite is for holding on to him.
All right, the Reds, it's Jack here, and that was a clip from one of Anfield Index's audio podcasts. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure you do like, share and subscribe to keep up to date on all things LFC. We record around 100 audio podcasts every month, with our shows featuring match-going fans, top journalists, professional analysts and even Liverpool legends along the way, with the Great Dane himself, Jan Molby, joining us every single week. If you want to listen to all our podcasts for free, head over to anfieldindex.com/podcasts. Our audio shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Anfield Index. Or if you prefer to listen to all our podcasts in full and without any ads, why not head over to AI Pro today to check it out now at AnfieldIndexPro.com. If you want to get involved in the great growing community of Liverpool fans, check out the Anfield Index Discord. The link is in the description. Do get involved with that from Reds around every corner of the globe. For now, Reds, hope you enjoyed this